Pay your people better. April 9th. I got internet. Can't see it because it's blurry. There you go. This is take two because I accidentally just turned off the fucking recording literally seconds ago. Because this tripod just does not want to be my friend. As much as I try to, just the phone and the tripod together just don't want to work together. It would be better if I had the phone rotated portrait, but I'm not going to do that. I'm still going to put on my timer. Obviously, I haven't been like super stringent about it. The main reason I recorded all that first was because that's all the stuff that I put on top of the fridge, and that had to be taken out so that he could get access to the spot where the internet is connecting to. And I've already more or less had breakfast and my coffee, so had to do a lot of cleaning last night. I was fortunate that I was able to. Shit, god damn it! And I dropped a fucking motherfucker. You still recording? Yes, you are. Okay, good. Goddamn. See? Having problems. You're just gonna end up being sideways, whatever. Or tilted. Alright, where'd you go? Sticky motherfucker. Here. Alright, well. But anyway, as I was saying, I had to wash a bunch of shit last night. Fortunately, I was able to. Because I didn't want to look like a fucking pig. That's the thing about, like, if you ever talk to anybody who has ADHD, the times that somebody's coming over is the time they clean the most. And it's true for me too. But I was able to clean, and I knew that I had to deal with this, and like it was, because I was expecting this to happen tomorrow. I wasn't expecting to have it today. But the guy on the phone, he was like, well, we can have somebody come in, like anywhere between like 8 and 10, 10 and noon and 2. And I was like, noon and 2 sounds good. We could do that. Because I wouldn't expect it to take very long. Hold on, let me see what the hell just happened here. Computer still likes to randomly restart. It's probably some settings that I have that are associated with it's like the Asus computer. I have an Asus Tough computer, and it comes with what's known as Armoury Crate, and an Armoury Crate sucks. The hell? It's weird. And so I'm using, I think it's called G Helper. And I think it has issues with keeping it the way that I want it to, although it has some other issues crop up too, so I don't know. Actual meds I got to keep. I need to do the creatine when I get back from the doctor's office today, because I keep forgetting to do that. Damn, I was going to offer him some chocolates. He probably wasn't going to take them though, so I will. Fuck it. I use this pair of tweezers. These are bigger than I expected, bigger than I was wanting, but they still do a good job. And so, like, it's not like I'm gonna fucking get rid of them or anything. And most of what I'll do is I'll get like a piece of paper towel, wrap it up, and then I'll get my canola oil, dip it, just rub, put a bunch of it in there, let it fall onto the cast iron, and then wipe it all around and up, and just while the cast iron is getting really super hot, because that way you maintain like a relatively thin layer. to help season it, because like I'm not gonna season the whole fucking thing, stick it in the oven for like an hour or whatever. I'm not gonna do any of that shit. And so far, for the last roughly 4 years now that I've had this cast iron, it's been okay. Sure, a year and a half of it, and that's also another thing too. A year and a half of it was sitting in fucking storage. And now that I've mostly got the excess carbon off of it, it's still doing its thing. So I'm like, whatever. It's going to take like 8 of these out of here, put in a little plastic bag, you can give them to him, the dude, but then I forgot. So, but like I said, he probably wouldn't have taken them anyway. Tis what it is, but these are so fucking good. I try not to eat too many of them, because you're caramel and nuts and chocolate. But also, the reason I got 2 of them is because I know I will eat a lot of them. And I've been a lot better. So, like, despite a lot of my personal issues that I've had, throughout my life, especially when it comes to mental health, I'm going to do a quick stretch because my back is killing me. Yesterday, I put in a lot of effort to try to activate those muscles, and holy shit, I was tired by the end of the day. I think I'm gonna have to take some ibuprofen. See things. Okay. Where'd you go? I don't even know what I was talking about beforehand. Come on. Whatever. Probably none of this is really relevant. But yeah, he came in here. He wasn't in here for very long. In fact, he had to go to another room. At least based on what the text said, was that, not only did they have access here in MySpace, but then there's like a communications room that they have to have access to as well, which makes sense. And I think he spent more time there than he did in here, which, whatever, do your thing, bro. But I've already done the testing, and it's sick. And so obviously this is just like an additional test. Like I'm gonna see about uploading while I'm doing other stuff, just to see how quick it is. Because then, main issue is like, every time I want to do a certain thing, there seems to always be something that gets in the way of it. And like one of the things that I wanted to do, and one of the reasons why I was getting this internet, is because the other internet was shit, and I needed something better anyway. And so once, probably by the end of this weekend is when I'm going to really be able to determine how successful it is, because I've already done certain tests on my phone. And so far so good in that regard. Again, I'm going to continue with like uploading this while trying to play video games and stuff on there. But then one of the things I want to try to do is to start streaming on Twitch again, because I couldn't do it with this phone whatsoever. It just wasn't working. Like the speeds and latencies and everything were just so terrible that it was not, it was an insult to anybody who may have shown up and started watching the stream. So I'm not going to do that. So I stopped. And on top of it, it was an excessive use of my hotspot. On top of everything else. So it's just like, whatever, move on. So now, one of the things I'm going to try to do is, if it's even all, oh, it has some juice, not a lot, that's for sure. I don't even know where the cable is for it. But my little iPad mini, I need to change out the Wi-Fi, because I'm gonna try not to use. Yeah, I know. Close Wi-Fi. Come on. Well, then let me choose. Motherfucker. Let me look for. What the hell? You know, this is one of the reasons why I hate iPad shit or Apple shit. I want to auto join configure automatic manual. I want to join the network, but it's not prompting me for a password. It's just trying to log in and then saying incorrect password. Well then, okay, thank you. Derp. Like, it didn't. So now I'm connected. Cool. And I can't even use Firefox on here, which sucks because the version doesn't. Oh, wait, let's go over here. So I'm using Chrome. And this is the one that I got 10 years ago from that contest from Jesse Cox. So combine speed test and see what we can do here. Come on. Stop telling me shit like that. Let's just do this instead. Because then I can like use this for, because like this has better speakers than my phone, for instance, because it's bigger, and so the speakers are bigger. And so like I could use this for the podcast, for instance, if I'm not using my my actual Bluetooth speaker for whatever reason. That was weird looking. Okay, not bad. Even like it's so. This thing is antiquated. Like I don't know the best way to use this really at the moment because the data looks fine. Like the downloads and now it just says it can't even be reached. That's funny. Let's go here. Test my internet combined because this bad boy is pretty old. I need to, you know, like I know that there's places that I can do recycling. I've checked on the computer. It still won't even do it. That's funny. I don't know where the cable is. I think I put it in. Ah, shit. Put it in here. Yep, there it is. So I'd have to unplug this. Plug that in. One of the things that, like, a buddy of mine in high school, he would wrap the cords around his controllers. Now, he was somewhat smart about it, where he would give it a little slack in the end and then wrap, which, okay, I don't even like doing that. Like, let's say this is, you know, this is the cable, and right here is the controller. In fact, I could provide an actual example, depending on where I decided to put the fucking thing. There it is. Okay. Xbox controller, the new one that's wireless. The last one was weird. So like what he would do is he'd give it a little bit of slack and then wrap it around. I don't like that. It's still puts a little bit of tension on it. So what I will do is I'll literally just, like if it was still plugged in and I gotta be careful, I'll just wrap it around my hands like this. And then, you know, like tie it off or whatever. In this case, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I like this, because then I don't even have to worry about that. Yeah, I try to keep my cables as loosey-goosey as possible because I don't want them to have too much stress on them. I like that cable that I have for that iPad is the cable that came with it 10 years ago. And it's a lightning cable. And one of the things that I'd heard about lightning cables is that they were shit quality. That like they would break and snap and whatever within months sometimes, or even a year. And I haven't had any issue with mine because of the way that I treat my cables. Like with my mixer, I just let it kind of hang. You know, I'll take it up like this, right? And then maybe I'll do like a half twist and then move it over here, and then that's it. And even then, like sometimes, and now it's like hanging off the side, and so I'll just kind of lift it and put it back up there. Yeah, that leaves a little messy. And so like all of my cabling is messy, but at the same time, they haven't broken. And I think, in my opinion, that's the most important part. Like one piece of equipment that I have that does have a fucked up cable is a set of earphones. And I think it's because of the way that I was storing them. Because they don't they don't unplug like my Sennheiser cable does. Because it's Bluetooth, right? And so I've had these since I started working at iHeartRadio, right? Because the other pair that I have, the one that I was talking about just now, is, nope, that's the wrong one. It's gonna be down here. I can't get it out, and I don't want to worry about it right now. But I've got these like Audio-Technica cans that are like big and puffy, right? But the cable is locked in; it cannot be unplugged. Like this, I can just twist and pull, right? And now, this is the only way I can use the microphone, by the way. I've tried to use an actual microphone cable with this, it won't work. Because this is the 3, whereas on here, well, that's also the 3. But it has microphone capability inside the actual headset itself. So the moment I plug it in, the microphone is basically not usable. Welcome to my ADHD brain. Yeah. But, this is the world of tech that this conversation is about. And I'm not going to worry about connecting my other computers to the internet. Unless something goes wrong with my computer where I can't use it, then I might. And that's only if, like, for whatever reason, the phone is, like, somehow not functional or whatever. Then I'll try to use the next one, the next oldest, because even though I only stopped using it a year ago and change, back in like late 2024 when I got the new computer, it was already kind of on its last legs anyway, which is why I got the new computer. And so it's finicky in its own right. The old computer I got in 2014 after I got back from Alaska, in like September. So I've had that motherfucker for a while. Now it seems to be doing a good job too, because like I've never had to replace anything on it. I think I still am using the original cabling. The second computer had more issues. The second computer, I've already had to replace the power cable. Like the power cable, I had to replace within like 3 months. And again, I treat my shit pretty cautiously. And then the battery just would not fucking work for shit. Now I've replaced the battery, and it's the same kind of shit. So I don't know if there's like an over voltage somewhere, if it's just because I've been having it plugged in all the fucking time, which is probably the main issue. But the one thing that I do have going on in the new computer is I've effectively got 2 forms of power management. I've got the Windows version, but then I've also got the G-Helper thing, where it's trying to make, like, even if I'm plugged in, and I don't know exactly how efficient this is or how effective it is, but both of them basically say stop charging it once it reaches 80%. So I have it plugged in all day, and then I unplug it, it's at 80%. Now, to what degree does that have on the wear and tear of the battery itself? I'm not really sure. This is sort of an experiment. So, and I'm just going to keep experimenting with the data. I've already, checked like my ping, because I use testmy.net, and I'll try to post that in the comments, see if that'll let me. But my latency has gone from high 100 plus, like 150 pluses, to like 30. Which is fast, because it's fiber. Because like it doesn't have coax cables. Like it has like basically 2 USB style cables. And so the real limitation is the air, the wireless. Like if I really wanted to go hardcore and really test it, I could try to plug it in. I've got an Ethernet cable, but it's just long enough to fit, and I don't want to put that kind of stress on the cable for you. So what I would have to do is like bring it over here somewhere and set it up, and then try to test some shit out. But I don't want to do that right now. All right, I gotta like mentally prep for the physical therapy thing. I need to go back to sleep because I'm actually kind of tired, and I think I also have to take a shit too. TMI. Have fun.